The courtroom sat in stunned silence as NewJeans, also known as NJZ, stepped into their third high-stakes hearing, one that quickly turned from legal procedure into an emotional battlefield. In an explosive pretrial statement, the group compared their situation to that of school violence victims and pointed fingers at Adore's CEO Hee-jin, nicknamed HYBE, calling her their abusive father. It was July 24th at Seoul Central District Court, and while several lawsuits are brewing between NewJeans, the company Adore, and its controversial head Hee-jin, this hearing had one purpose: to determine whether the group's exclusive contracts with Adore were even valid anymore. But long before opening arguments began, NJZ's legal team fired off a bombshell. They submitted a petition, not to block evidence, but to ensure that any data gathered illegally or deemed too personal wouldn't be discussed in front of the public. A move meant to protect the members' privacy, but one that didn't go as planned. Adore's legal team, without hesitation, referenced a piece of evidence that sent shockwaves through the courtroom. A Kakao Talk message in which Hee-jin allegedly said, "I'm going to take them, NJZ, back after 3 years." NJZ's lawyers instantly erupted, accusing Adore of deliberately disclosing sensitive material despite prior objections. But the court didn't side with them. The judge responded sharply, saying, "This is already public information. You can't interrupt during arguments. Even I've heard about it. Do you think reporters haven't?" That moment shifted the tone. Suddenly, the courtroom wasn't just a legal arena, it was a public spectacle, and the backlash was swift. Online, Korean netizens were ruthless. "They still don't understand reality," one user posted. "Aren't these people lawyers? Why are they acting so clueless?" Another wrote, "The NJZ members are just causing trouble now." Harsh words flooded social media as public opinion took a hard turn. Still, New Jersey Z stood firm. Their attorneys argued that the group couldn't possibly return to Adore, not in its current form. Just walking near the building, they claimed, triggered such severe anxiety in the members that they had to rely on antidepressants. They didn't want out of the industry, they just wanted out of Adore. And then came the most gut-wrenching moment of all. A handwritten petition penned by the members themselves was unveiled. In it, they pleaded with the court, likening their ordeal to that of a student being forced to return to school with their bully still roaming the halls. "The staff who supported us are gone. Adore no longer listens to us. How loud do we have to scream before someone understands how much we're hurting?" the letter read. But even that didn't move the public. Sympathy was scarce. If this video has you hooked, hit that like button and subscribe for more updates on this unfolding legal war. Drop a comment below. Do you believe NJZ is being mistreated, or are they playing victim? Critics didn't hold back, especially when NJZ compared their situation to school bullying. Many online commenters found the analogy offensive, even manipulative. "They're being dramatic," one netizen wrote. "If they really want out, pay the penalty and move on. It's not that hard." Others weren't just skeptical, they were angry. The real victims are the idols who got dragged through the mud over that Kaguku situation and judged just for saying a cold hello. Now these girls want to act like saints? Please. One commenter's outrage spilled over. They exposed rookie managers, treated junior idols like they were invisible, caused chaos on fan accounts, and now they want sympathy. The hypocrisy is disgusting, and the backlash didn't stop there. Fans from other top groups pointed out that HYBE had already quietly replaced key executives last November. Some believe it was a preemptive move, fearing the exact kind of fallout happening now. The more the public talked, the clearer it became. NJZ had stirred a deep emotional nerve in the K-pop world, but then came a twist that no one expected. In a new statement that spread like wildfire, NJZ's legal team revealed something that stunned even their harshest critics. The members weren't completely against returning to Adore. In fact, they would consider going back, but under a very specific condition. "It's not that we absolutely refuse to return," the legal team said. "If Adore can be restored to the way it was before the April 2024 audit, we'd be willing to return. If not, we respectfully ask to terminate the contract." It was a rare moment of compromise, but also a sharp critique of what Adore had become. According to NJZ's camp, this entire legal firestorm was sparked by HYBE's internal audit of Hee-jin, launched in April last year. That audit, they argue, was never about accountability. It was a power grab, a move to strip Min of control and force NJZ under direct HYBE oversight. Despite accusations of breach of duty, police found no wrongdoing on Min's part. The audit was based on shaky claims claims with no evidence to justify dismissal. For NJZ, the audit wasn't just a technical issue, it was a breaking point. From their perspective, the moment Min was pushed out, everything changed. The Adore we trusted no longer exists, their lawyers argued. The generous support, the freedom to grow, those came under Min Hee-jin's leadership. Today's Adore is run by HYBE staff. We can't trust that. The group doubled down on this stance in court, stating flatly that they cannot and will not return under current conditions. Adore, for its part, wasn't about to stay silent. They fired back with sharp accusations, claiming that Min Hee-jin herself orchestrated the group's contract termination. They alleged that scandals, like the plagiarism controversy involving Ailat and the cold greeting incident, were part of Min's strategy to build a case against Adore and justify the group's departure. According to Adore, they had fulfilled every management duty and maintained a stable relationship with NJZ. In their view, the sudden rupture wasn't about contracts, it was about manipulation from within. This war is far from over, and the courtroom drama only seems to escalate with every revelation. If you're following this legal tug of war, don't miss a beat. Subscribe now, hit that like button, and tell us in the comments, do you believe NJZ's comparison was fair or totally out of line? Despite the firestorm surrounding the case, Adore revealed that their staff is still working behind the scenes on a comeback album, quietly holding out hope that the members of NJZ might eventually return. But the agency didn't just wait in silence. They pushed back hard against NJZ's argument that Min Hee-jin's removal nullified their exclusive contracts. According to Adore, a change in producer doesn't invalidate a legally binding agreement, no matter how emotionally difficult it may be. But NJZ's legal team wasn't about to let that slide. They argued that everything traces back to HYBE's infamous April 2023 audit, a move they claim was a premeditated effort to remove Min, the woman who, in their words, built the group from the ground up. And then came one of the most unforgettable lines of the entire hearing, an emotional gut punch that echoed through the courtroom and across social media. The mom who raised us was kicked out, NJZ's side said. And now the abusive dad is saying, don't worry, I'll find you a better mom, just come back home. That single metaphor cut through the legal jargon and laid bare the raw emotion at the heart of the case. Betrayal, abandonment, and a deep fracture in trust that may never be mended. They insisted Min wasn't overstepping. She was simply doing her job, and doing it with the care of someone who actually nurtured the group. But things only grew more tense when a past incident involving HY, one of the members, was brought up again. She had previously claimed that she overheard a manager from ILLIT telling others not to greet her at the Adore office. NJZ's team said the incident had a devastating emotional impact, but the company allegedly presented only partial CCTV footage, conveniently cutting out the moment in question. They made HY look like a liar, the lawyers claimed, their voices heavy with frustration. There's footage of her entering the building, but why is the footage of her leaving suddenly gone? Imagine what that did to her, and to the rest of the group. It was more than just a technicality to them. It was a symbol of how the company had failed to protect its artists. In response, Adore admitted the footage no longer exists, but they flatly denied any foul play. According to them, the missing clip was simply lost due to the system's standard 30-day auto-deletion policy. No cover-up, no ill intent, just routine data maintenance. But NJZ's side didn't buy it. To them, it was yet another red flag. Another reason why returning to Adore was unthinkable. With both sides having now aired their final arguments, the court will shift to private mediation, scheduled for August 14th. While public opinion in Korea remains sharply divided, with many harshly criticizing NJZ's tone, international fans are singing a different tune. They've rallied around the group, especially after learning that some members are taking antidepressants just to cope. This is heartbreaking. One fan tweeted, "They're just kids, 17, 21 years old, and this company broke them." Others called out Adore and HYBE directly. If they really cared, they wouldn't have pushed the girls to this point. This isn't mismanagement, it's emotional destruction. The cries for justice are growing louder. The question now is, how much longer will these voices go unheard? If you believe their pain deserves to be acknowledged, share this video with someone who needs to see it. Smash that like button, subscribe for deeper coverage, and comment your thoughts below. Where do you stand in this escalating drama?